My mom created a fun way for us to learn the most important rules of life. Yah's command.
With Yah's Big Ten Commands, we get to see His will best for us.
Keep Yah first.
No graven images.
Don't take Yah's name in vain.
Remember Shabbat and keep it holy.
Honor your parents.
Do not kill.
Mr. and Mrs., don't cheat.
Don't steal.
Don't tell lies.
Don't covet.
This changes everything. Get your set of Yah's Big Ten Commands at Big Ten Designs today.
Grace and peace, grace and peace. Do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly. Put a 1 in the chat. How y'all doing this afternoon? Blessings to all of you who are coming in. I'm going to give a couple of shout outs before we get started. I don't plan on being on too long, but this came to me. This was sent to me in an email a little bit earlier, and I watched it and I said, I got to talk about this. I got to talk about this. So that's what we're here for. Y'all, it's wild. There's a lot of wild stuff that's going on, but all praises to the Most High because He is exposing it all for what it is. I mean, it's just so, like I told y'all before, the year of exposure, right? It's like everything is just coming to the surface. So we're going to get into it, but I'm going to give y'all some shout outs first. Grace and peace, Sister Naomi. Peace and blessings to you. Blessings, Brother Vincent. Peace and blessings to you. Brother Eric, shalom. Good to see you, my brother. Peace and blessings, Mo. Glad to have you here. Brother Timothy, peace and blessings to you. Got Pastor Rick Fletcher in the building. How you doing, Pastor? Good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in today. All right, got Yahuwah's Kingdom. Shalom, shalom. Sis Nia Zeki in the building. Peace and blessings to you, my sister. Sister Shirley, peace and blessings to you. Chosen by Yaya at work. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. So I'm glad you're here. Just don't get yourself in trouble now. Sister Marcella, peace and blessings. That's right. Mash up that like button. All right. We got Shaya Shiral in the house. I'm glad y'all can hear me. Mama Mariah, peace and blessings to you. Got Harriel, the last prophet, peace and blessings. Glad to have you in here. Love Janice Laban, peace and blessings to you. Sapar Israel, peace and blessings. All right, got Brother Don in the building, peace and blessings to you. Sister. sorry, my sister Barbara Rigney in the building, peace and blessings to you. Got Sis Just Reese in the house, peace and blessings to you. Brother Lamar Thorne, peace and blessings. Got Rebounded from Narcissistic Abuse, peace and blessings to you as well. Brother Calvin in the building, please, peace and blessings to you. All right, family, we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, I'm not going to be on too long today. Just wanted to have this conversation. It's very important. Thank y'all for those of you who continue to support this platform. And as always, you can do so through Superchat, Super Sticker, Super Thanks, PayPal, and CashApp. Thank you so much for continued support, and we appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Mods, be on the lookout just in case we got some issues going on, but shout out to my mods. All right, so if you know anything about me, now I've been on this platform for a couple of years now, and if you know anything about me, I have had my share of criticism for the Ms. or Mrs. Candace Owens. I have had my share of criticisms, and rightfully so, right? Candace Owens, beautiful, intelligent, articulate woman, all right? Israelite, okay? And she has so much potential to do so many powerful things, but she's used a good majority of her ability to have a wide audience to reach, to appeal to the community that oftentimes, how can I say it? I'm trying to be very careful in my words, but oftentimes has nothing but anti-racist tropes about the quote unquote black people, okay? Not anti-racist, but racist tropes, anti-black racist tropes against our community. And she's been fed by those people. She's been fed by this conservative right-wing movement that loves when she speaks negatively about our community, right? And so we know that Candace Owens has said not everything that she said has been wrong, okay? Because there's been legitimate things that she has said, things that need to be dealt with in our community, but the majority of the things that she has said about us has been said with a negative overtone. And we know that the majority of that has been used to prop her up and propel her as the darling of the conservative Republican Party, okay? We're aware of that. But I think that there is a shift that is happening, okay? I believe that there's a shift that is happening with Candace Owens, and I think that it started around the time that this Israeli-Hamas conflict started, okay? Because when she began to speak out against what the quote-unquote state of Israel was doing to the Palestinians, all of a sudden this highly intelligent, beautiful, black, articulate woman in the Jewish community's eyes became foolish, became ignorant, became anti-Semitic, became all things negative, all right? And even her own boss, Ben Shapiro, told her that when she was quoting a scripture about blessed are the peacemakers and you can't serve God and money, that man told her, well, if you don't like us, then quit, okay? She was lauded publicly by another very prominent Jewish man. I don't have his name at the moment, but he went off the rails about her, okay? So I think that she got her wake-up call, okay? She got her wake-up call around that time. Now, Candace continues to say that she has huge support from the Jewish community, and that's probably true, and more power to her for that. But she's now taking steps and measures to speak against people in that community for their foolishness and calling them out, all right? So I'm going to give her credit, okay? I hear you, Mo. I hear you there. You know what I'm saying? Because she can be such a powerful voice for our people. However, because she spends so much of her time being negative towards our community, I think that she's going to definitely have to do a full 180. But I will say this. What Candace is doing now is something that is putting her on the right path to be able to call out propaganda for what it is. So earlier I was sent a video of what she had a discussion with a man by the name of Rabbi Michael Barclay. This man right here, okay? She had a discussion with him on her channel yesterday. Now this video will go viral, okay? It will go viral. So when you're finished listening to me, get on her channel and listen to this interview. This man is showing everyone what we have been trying to say for years when it comes to their community. He is a total narcissist, total gaslighter. And when you hear him speak or the accusations that he has made about her personally, you are going to be like, okay, that's right. Give a dog enough rope and he's going to hang himself. Okay. So you guys are going to want to listen to all 1 hour and 45 minutes of this interview. It is something else. Okay. But what I want to do is I want to play a small part of that interview for you all to be able to see or listen to. Okay. Because I'm telling you that this is a time where the Most High is exposing these liars for who they are. Y'all take a listen to this.
When they are okay, because that is interesting. Because Rabbi Shmuley and his daughter have attacked me and made videos of me for 2 years straight. I have responded once, and you're basically saying that I'm anti-Semitic for responding. So I want your perception of when it is that a black person's allowed to respond.
So Candace, first of all, I know Shmuley peripherally. We've probably met a half a dozen times. Okay, he is an incredibly knowledgeable man. He formed L'chaim Society at Oxford. Incredibly knowledgeable man, and with 9 kids, right? And we have something in Judaism, predates Christianity, but it's also Christianity as well to an extent, called lashon hara, the evil tongue. That to gossip, to say certain things like that is really a huge avera. It's a huge sin. It's a huge chait. I don't know all the things that he has said about you. I do know he's called you an anti-Semite, and so have I. That's not a personal attack on you and your family. For you to call a man who is extremely knowledgeable an unholy rabbi and his hag daughter, forgetting about what he may or may not have done, if he's attacked you personally, if he's said whatever horrific things about you personally, that you are a blankly, 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 blank, he's wrong. If he's attacked you or your children or your family, your mother, for you to, rather than comment on whatever he's done, to call him an unholy rabbi, that is way out of line. You don't even know what a rabbi's supposed to do.
So let me ask you a question.
No truth, by the way,
do you view that as anti-Semitic for me to respond? So it's okay. So he can attack me for 2 years. Is he a racist? Just to be clear.
I don't know when he attacks you, so I can't comment.
So what if I say that the definition of racism changes, and if you attack a black person, you're a racist?
Depends. Candace, you don't get to get away with that. It depends how it changes.
Because at the beginning of this discussion, you did say that you can't tell a black person. It's been 2 years consistently of him and his daughter attacking me, saying that.
I wasn't there. I'm asking you. I'm asking all.
Okay, but if you're saying that you weren't there, why would you put this into writing? Isn't it incumbent upon you to research what's happened before you start saying to me that defending myself is anti-Semitic?
Candace, if he attacked you personally, if he said you were a black fill in the blank, then he should be reprimanded that, but it doesn't justify what you did. You don't know what a rabbi does. You don't know our theology. How dare you call him an unholy rabbi? How dare you go into the misogynistic, the anti-Semitic trope of his hag daughter, something used throughout the late 18th and early through the early 20th century.
Sorry. Hag is now anti-Semitic?
So that is a term of his hag daughter that goes back into the witches of Eastern Europe. Why did you have to call her a hag daughter?
Just to be clear, because she's a witch. I think she's a witch. That's not because she's Jewish. I would call someone a hag of any color. I think she's.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, but come on now. Come on. When I heard her say that, I was like, yes! I was just like, Candace, just say it like it is. Now, I want to get into the context of this in a minute, okay? Because I know some of y'all are like, who is she talking about? What are they talking about? But you're going to understand just how deep this is in a minute. But I said, this young lady, okay, she said it like it was, and he cannot handle the truth. Listen in.
He's a witch, what they have done over the last 2 years. I believe his daughter is a hag. I said that because that's what I believe. You may disagree with me on that, but to say that that's anti-Semitic is ridiculous. I would call any person a hag.
Candace, I'm going to be very clear without trying to be insulting. So please forgive me if it comes off wrong. Okay, it's not meant to.
No, it's fine. You can insult me.
I don't want to.
I've dealt with 2 years of a rabbi insulting me, so I'm totally cool with this. Yeah.
I have no desire to insult anybody. Okay? But do you understand, are you familiar with the history of the Grimm fairy tales and the folk tales of Eastern Europe?
I know that we can go back and we can also say
no. I'm asking a specific question.
Okay.
That the witch archetype of those fairy tales were specifically modeled and called the Jews. That the Jews of that part of the world were called hags and witches specifically because they didn't eat the same food. They had different practices, and they were excluded that way as part of the bloodline.
So you are saying that we can
into by calling a rabbi's daughter her a witch. I have daughter. You have tapped into an anti-Semitic trope that goes back hundreds of years, whether you mean to or not.
Okay.
Now that I've told you that, okay, do you think maybe there are better words to call her than a hag daughter?
I'm actually not going to edit my language for two people that have been attacking me for 2 years. And so what I'm going to say is that, and I want to be very strong on this, I am not going to be told whether you want to dress it up as anti-Semitism, you want to dress it up as that I cannot respond and defend myself. I'm certainly not going to be told that I need to be contained in how I respond after 2 years of consistent attacks from two individuals. So I want to just say on that point, you and I will never come to an agreement. I stand by everything that I said about him, and I'm not going to have that everything that I say, including yesterday, when he says that me finding the products and stuff that he sells and promotes as a rabbi to be unholy, to say that I'm only saying that because it's made in Israel is pointedly ridiculous. But what it looks like to a lot of people, and I'm going to tell you this, and I'm expressing this in case you are an individual, as I'm sure you are, that is concerned about the rise of anti-Semitism. But my suspicion is that people that are watching this are going to think that now we are using the word anti-Semitism like BLM began using racism, right? Which is to say that you cannot, let me finish my statement. I'm just telling you what I am going, this is my suspicion. And I have tons of Jewish listeners, but given what you've said about Dave Smith, who is a libertarian, he is not a far left liberal. He just does not support what Israel is doing. So in this, you have said that Jewish people, you've made comments about a lot of Jewish people who maybe don't agree with what's happening in Israel. You are now saying that a person who's been attacked for 2 years still needs to be careful in how they approach a Jewish person that's been doing the attacking. No one is going to accept that. That's ridiculous.
Candace,
and then to say this particular word, it sounds like everything that anybody says, it needs to be forcing to weigh it against the feelings of somebody and their history. I could find examples of Black people being called witches. I can't then say that nobody can ever call a Black person a witch. You know, even if it has what happened in Salem, you could go on and on, right? But the point is that if you're a Black person, you've been attacked for 2 years. I don't care if a person calls them a rabbi. In fact, I would question what it means to be a rabbi. Maybe you can explain. If you have been consistently attacking and threatening somebody, literally, he gave a quote to the Jerusalem Post, which actually I like the Jerusalem Post. They report on things very accurately, in which he says that he wants to bankrupt Candace Owens. That is a direct threat to somebody's livelihood. It is despicable. And because you call yourself a rabbi, it does not mean that people cannot say that it is pointedly ridiculous that you are using finances as a mode of threat against people because you don't like their speech.
Now, come on, y'all. Come on, family. Come on. Didn't she give it? She gave it. She gave him all the business, and that was just part of it, okay? And she told him, you're using financial threats as a means to shut people down from telling the truth, from saying what it is, and for defending themselves. So you basically saying, as a Black woman, I don't have the right to defend myself because he's a Jewish man? Are you kidding? You want to call me anti-Semitic? Okay. Now, see, this is what we need to understand, because this is constantly what is being used. And I say this all the time I get the opportunity. I put this picture up here because that word has been weaponized against the entire world to make it appear as though it's talking about a group of Eastern European people, which it is not. Okay, so let's look at the clear definition of Semitic. It's an adjective. It says relating to or denoting a family of languages that includes Hebrew, Arabic, and Aramaic, and certain ancient languages such as Phoenician and Akkadian, constituting the main subgroup of the Afro-Asiatic family. Okay? Afro-Asiatic family. Now, can anyone tell me where him and his people fit into the category of being Afro-Asiatic? Where do these Eastern Europeans come in hijacking and co-opting a word that does not even fit within the framework of their actual lineage, and then having the nerve to use that word against the people who actually fit the framework, who are actually biologically the Semitic people? Okay, so to call her anti-Semitic, and this is the whole first part of this interview. The entire first part of this interview was defining what the quote-unquote word anti-Semitic means. And according to them, it just depends on what we feel like it means. Today, we can say it means one thing. The next day, we can say it means something else. So it should be called trans anti-Semitic, right? Because it has the ability to shift as the wind blows in their ideas. So however they feel at the moment is what they deem to be anti-Semitic. So if you call them out for who they are, what they're doing on an individual level, then it doesn't matter to them. You can't expose them because you're being anti-Semitic, but yet these people do not have the bloodline of Afro-Asiatic families, okay? So we need to, listen, we need to sound the alarm when it comes to this. I'm keeping this on the screen for those who are just checking in. Thumbs up. The words anti-Semitic are being misproperly used by the Eastern Europeans who have adopted a religion called Judaism in order to steal the identity of the actual Semitic people who are of Afro-Asiatic descent. Okay? So let's make that very, very clear, because what she's saying is that I'm going to call out this particular person for who they are because they've been attacking me for 2 years and I have every right to do so. So who is this person? Who is this person that she is calling out? This person that he's getting very upset about her calling out, and he's claiming that makes her anti-Semitic because she is calling this person out. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to show y'all really quickly who this person is, and they were actually in the thumbnail if y'all saw a little bit earlier, but I'm going to show you right now. This is the person who she's calling out. His name is Rabbi Shlomo, I believe. And as you see, who is with him? The king of pop, okay? This was Michael Jackson's rabbi. The person that Candace Owens called out as an unholy rabbi and his hack daughter is Michael Jackson's rabbi, okay? Michael Jackson put him on the list of corrupt Jewish people in Hollywood, okay? Now, why is she calling him out? Why is he targeting Candace Owens? Why is he targeting her for 2 years? What did he say about her? And why does she call him unholy? Well, let's take a look. Now, this video she put on a few days ago, and I'm not going to play the whole video. I'm going to tell you the first part of the video. She's giving the backstory to why this particular rabbi started attacking her. It had to do with a time where 2 years ago, Kanye West, and I'm going to be doing a live on him probably in another week and a half or 2 weeks, y'all willing, but where Ye said what he said about DEF CON. Okay, y'all remember that? That was just 2 years ago where he said what he said and the internet exploded. Everybody went wild. And she was asked to speak negatively of Ye because of his comments. But she knew at the time that he had been being threatened by a specific Jewish person in the industry. And that's where his comments were coming from. So she did not jump on the bandwagon. She did not betray her friend. She did not speak negatively of him. And because she did not speak negatively of him, Michael Jackson's rabbi came hard for her. But this is her response to this guy.
There can be no question that Candace's serious defamation against me and the Jewish community must be met with a comprehensive lawsuit that will bankrupt her. Bankrupt her. He wants to bankrupt me for defending myself against him and his hag daughter, right? Why do I call him an unholy rabbi? Because who does that? It's one thing to say, like, I want to sue somebody. It's another thing to say that I want to bankrupt that person. He constantly makes these sorts of financial threats. And why should we talk about that? Because if I or somebody else said, oh, you know, Jewish people always try to come after people in the means of money, it would be referred to as an anti-Semitic trope. Well, what is he doing right here if not engaging or creating that very trope by saying that he wants to bankrupt somebody? Why? Oh, because like she's defending herself. Like she doesn't have a right to defend herself. I can go after her and smear her and libel her for 2 years straight and she better not say anything. Listen, Rabbi, I don't know what thug life you think you're a part of, but I want to be very clear that I am definitely an uppity Black person. I say that obviously as a nod to Clarence Thomas when he was testifying and saying that if there's a Black person who ordains to think for themselves, these people are deemed uppity. And I want you to know, Rabbi Shmuley, that I am indeed an uppity Black, okay? I am not taking kindly to your threats. So let's just get to the bottom of them. What's next? What's next? I don't fear you, okay? So you want to bankrupt me for defending myself? Is that what you said, by the way? Are those one of the reasons that Michael Jackson put you on a list of individuals that he felt were threatening his life? Were you threatening to bankrupt him? Why don't you answer the questions? I don't fear you whatsoever. So what's next? You've already libeled. You've already smeared. Now you're threatening to bankrupt. What are you gonna do next? You're gonna kill me? Are you gonna kill me because I refuse to kowtow to you because I'm not fearful of you? And I think it's weird that you and your daughter are promoting and selling sex toys. That's why I deem you an unholy rabbi.
Okay, did y'all see that soldier go off? I'm gonna call her a soldier because she just had a soldier move right there, okay? She had a soldier move. She said, what are you gonna do? Are you going to bankrupt me? Are you going to delete me? Okay, for telling the truth? And then she exposes why. She exposes why it is that she called him unholy. because him and his daughter, let me play it back in her words.
Kowtow to you because I'm not fearful of you. And I think it's weird that you and your daughter are promoting and selling sex toys. That's why I deem you an unholy rabbi.
Do y'all hear that? Now, this is what the pastor, not the pastor, the rabbi, Michael, there's 3 Michaels in here we're going to be talking about today. So Michael Barclay, the one that was on her channel yesterday, he was upset because she called him an unholy, the other rabbi called him an unholy rabbi, and she just dropped the bomb about why she called him that, because him and his daughter got a little side business.
Because the industrialization of sex is harmful to our society everywhere. I don't care if you call it kosher sex. You're selling butt plugs on the internet. You gross me out. You disgust me. I am a better person than you, and I do not fear you. Because as I said, you don't have the ability or the strength to fracture the relationships between me and the Jewish community. You don't have that power. So what's next? Show us. I want everyone to see what you do to me. I want you to have the largest platform in the world so people can see what people like you do and what you think you have the power to do. Hey guys, if you like this video, you will definitely like the full episode even better.
Now listen. Like I told y'all, I have my criticisms of Candace Owens in the same way that I have had my criticisms of Ye, and I still have many criticisms of Ye, and I'm going to share them with y'all in a couple of days, couple of weeks. But I'm just saying though, she called a spade, and she did it like a troop. Okay, she was not playing. She said, listen, I'm not going to be afraid of you for exposing you for who you are, for what you do. Now, see, they always like to try to play the victim. They are professional victims. This guy goes on, the one that she was interviewing, Michael Barclay, because he had some very nasty things to say about her. He had a lot of lies to say about her. He couldn't defend those lies, and she called him out. But they always like to try to make it seem like anything that they do, that they're acceptable to do those things because it's a part of their culture, right? So you're saying that you understand what I'm saying? I ain't got to say the words. That's a part of your culture? That's acceptable in your culture? All right, all right. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat. All right. Y'all, I was concerned there for a minute. I'm talking, I'm talking, and then all of a sudden I'm like, why am I quiet? What happened? Oh my goodness, did I just get cut? No, family, okay. There's no conspiracy. Except the conspiracy of my toddler. My toddler decided he was cutting the cord on everybody. So he unplugged the internet, he unplugged everything, okay? So there's no conspiracy, it's all good, it's all good. I'm back, praise Yah. But as I was saying, you know, they know that they're being exposed. And so they're trying to play the professional victim game. And that is what this guy was doing. He came on the wrong platform. He should already know Candace Owens enough to know that she's very spicy. But at the end of the day, that when they attacked her, even Ben Shapiro attacked her because she spoke out against the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and spoke specifically about how the Palestinian children were being targeted. These are innocent children that were being targeted. And she spoke negatively about how the Israelis were handling the conflict, okay? They began to go off on her. So she got a wake-up call, right? And this is how she's responding now. But we're going to see, time will tell. Time will tell where she goes from there. Time will tell, all right? But there's another person by the name of Michael, okay, that we're going to talk about. And so far we got Michael Barclay, the rabbi that she just had to call out, Michael Jackson's rabbi that had to be called out. And now we got another Michael, and that one is best known as Michael Remy Rapaport. So shout out to Pastor Kelly of We Woke Now. I'm going to share with y'all the video. Let me pull it up. I'm going to share with y'all the video that he shared yesterday on his channel. If y'all haven't got a chance to go and see that video, I'm going to share it here right now. Fair use. And I appreciate him for putting this together because this is going in to another situation that happened with Michael Rapaport. So take a look.
To all my Jewish friends, my Jewish brothers and sisters, stand tall. Stand tall. Do not let this fear, this sadness, this anxiety, and this dread overwhelm you. Draw strength from your family, from your friends, from your ancestors, and the worldwide bond that we share that has always put the battery in your back. We're used to being looked at as different because that's what we are. We are different, and that's a good thing. I know that Jews are looked at as weak, but we're stronger than you can imagine. That's why you hurl propaganda that we control all the money, we control the media, because it's plausible. It's plausible because we're just that good. Smart, compassionate, moral, and strong people. And we need to stand taller than ever against all those sick, dumb, uneducated black tar in their blood who hate Jews because they ain't.
Now, y'all heard that language that he just used there, okay? He said black tar. Black tar. Now, this is like I said, Remy, if you've seen higher learning, you know what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, put a 1 in the chat if you've seen higher learning. I know it's been some time, and I'm showing my age, but put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember higher learning, okay? And if you don't remember higher learning, if you've never seen it, put a 2 in the chat. Okay, so a number of y'all remember higher learning. All right, sis, you got to see higher learning. So you understand the reference. Y'all need to see higher learning so y'all understand the reference to Remy, okay? You need to watch that movie because he plays a neo-Nazi in that movie. All right, so let's continue.
You hate us because you ain't us. You do not like Jews, f*** you. If you don't like Israel, f*** you. If you don't take 60 seconds to look up what a Zionist is, f*** you. You say genocide, I say f*** you. You say apartheid, I say you. You say occupation, I say you, you dumb You don't shake our hands at basketball games, you. You don't want us on campus, you. Leave, scumbag. You don't want us to exist, you. You do not want Jews in Israel to defend ourselves, you. You have a problem with Jews because we're Jews, you. October 7th didn't happen. When you saw the videotape.
Now, Pastor Kelly goes on to give a very strong rebuttal about that. Watch his entire video, okay? Because there was actually a comedian that clowned Michael Rapaport for all that stuff that he just went off, just cussing and cussing and cussing. And you would look at that video and you would say to yourself, this man has got to be like the most pro-Israel, like forget everybody, ride or die dude ever, okay? He's got to be. Because the way he's going off, the way he's going hard for the state of Israel, can't nobody say that that man is not for his people. Can't nobody say that until he was caught. Y'all take a look at this.
Price for the videos I've been getting. If I say Israel, you got to pay me a certain price. If I say Zionist, you pay me a certain price. If I say Zionist, Israel, and Jewish, that's the big three. I get paid for that. Right. Same as always. Yeah, just keep paying me the same thing. Zionist, Israel, Jewish, you pay me. No problem. If I do what if I do a watermelon emoji and if I say something about fuck Palestine? If I say fuck Palestine on camera, okay, you're gonna give me more. Okay, cool. Film me.
Now, y'all saw that. I'm going to play it again for y'all so y'all can see. This is the man who just got finished going on a rant about if you say this, then F you, and F you, and F you. And I apologize for saying, for the language. I hope y'all don't have any children around. I know it's in the middle of the day. But this man just went off, right? And then he's in the middle of a hallway at a hotel saying this.
Price for the videos I've been getting. If I say Israel, you got to pay me a certain price. If I say Zionist, you pay me a certain price. If I say Zionist, Israel, and Jewish, that's the big three. I get paid for that. Right. Same as always. Yeah, just keep paying me the same thing. Zionist, Israel, Jewish, you pay me. No problem. If I do what if I do a watermelon emoji and if I say something about fuck Palestine? If I say fuck Palestine on camera, okay, you're gonna give me more. Okay, cool. Film me.
Now, if y'all notice in the back, he had his back turned, right? But if you'll notice that when he turns around, he looks at the person that's behind him, and then the camera goes off, okay? Now, the reason why I said that, because already he is saving face. Already he's claiming that that video was fake, okay? So it says Michael Rapaport claims this video was fake. A new video of Michael Rapaport talking on a cell phone in a trashy motel hallway is going viral. Why? Because it purports to show Rapaport negotiating a deal for promoting Israel and Zionism in paid posts online. It's unclear who the conversation is with. It's also unclear if it's even real. Rapaport says it's not. Here's what Rapaport himself posted to Twitter. There's a video circulating that makes it seem like I'm getting paid for all my videos. This is not real. CGI and AI'd me, okay? So he says it's not real. And here's a backup of the video if needed. Michael Rapaport claims this video is not real, says it's fake AI. What do you think? AI is very good and getting better by the minute. But if this is AI, it's stunningly good. What do you all think? Yeah, I would say. Now, I know AI has the ability to do deep fake. I understand that. I get that. But I like what this person says when he says here. He says, so maybe it's real, but it's a really good fake if it's not real. Love to see what you all think. Whether this particular video is real or fake, I do not know. But I do know that I have been predicting for 4+ years now that this exact thing would happen. Essentially, I have been telling you that at some point in the future, a wave of celebrities, okay, celebrities is used loosely in Rapaport's case, but still, will be caught in incriminating situations on video and then blame it on AI. Okay? I didn't really expect it would be a phone call. I expected more things of a deviant, sexual nature. But in any event, I predicted this exact thing and wrote about it. So that is what this guy said. There's these claims. Of course he's going to claim that this is not real. Of course he's going to claim. But again, if you look at the video, you see that when it's time for him to turn around, and I can't pull it up here, so we have to just watch it again. But look at the end of the video, and you're going to see that somebody's hand goes over the video. Okay? It's kind of like, you know, somebody's recording you and you don't even know that you're being recorded. Take a look.
Price for the videos I've been getting. If I say Israel, you got to pay me a certain price. If I say Zionist, you pay me a certain price. If I say Zionist, Israel, and Jewish, that's the big three, I get paid for that. Right. Same as always. Yeah, just keep paying me the same thing. Zionist, Israel, Jewish, you pay me. No problem. If I do what if I do a watermelon emoji and if I say something about fuck Palestine? If I say fuck Palestine on camera, okay, you're gonna give me more. Okay, cool. Film me. Price for the video.
The exact words he said at the end after the camera goes off is, "Don't film me," I think I heard him say, or "Are you filming me?" That's what he said, right? Are you filming me or don't film me? So if it's AI, then why is it saying don't film me? I mean, I'm just asking. Whoop, there it is. Okay? This is what I'm saying. This is the nonsense. Now they're being exposed. They are being exposed for what they are. All of this fake outrage, all of this professional victimhood. Like that rabbi who gets up there and says what he says about Candace Owens, and how dare she? She does not understand what the job of a rabbi is. She does not understand. How could she call him an unholy rabbi? And she said, I called him an unholy rabbi because he's selling sex toys with his daughter, and that's nasty, and that's cringe. And she goes on to say, I'm a Christian, and I'm not basing it off of whatever form of Judaism that you adhere to, okay? As a Christian, that's unholy. This man, I mean, when y'all watch, listen, y'all, I'm telling y'all, watch this interview, because the amount, listen, watching him interview with Candace Owens was like taking a look at how they deal with Black celebrity, okay? Now, what y'all gotta understand is that what Candace Owens is doing is that she is getting ready to put together documentation, potentially another documentary, exposing the gangs of Hollywood, okay? Now, y'all know how she did the BLM one, and I didn't have a problem with her doing BLM. Anybody got a problem with that? I feel like you're biased, because we've been exposing BLM since BLM came out. Black Lives Matter as an organization has never been about true Israel. It's never been about the true Black community. So I didn't have a problem with her doing the documentary exposing BLM for the con artists that they are. But neither did they. They didn't have a problem with it until she started talking about exposing them for who they are. And now they're trying to threaten her, like this rabbi, this Michael Jackson's rabbi, because he's got ties apparently to the whole entire situation, come full circle with P. Diddy. Okay? There's an article on Jerusalem Post about it. And that's what she said. I like the article in Jerusalem Post. So she is getting ready to talk about all of this stuff and connect it all together. And so they're trying to intimidate her. They're trying to stop her from doing what she's going to do with exposing how they really get down. All right? All I'm saying. Look, I said it before Cat Williams. She just got a bigger audience. Look, you know what? Cat Williams, I get that he's been exposing these people, but I told y'all, I think that he's funny, but I still think he's a part of the system. Okay, I really do. And I know people would disagree with me, but I feel like Cat Williams is, to a degree, a part of the system. Just like when Lecrae came out and Lecrae said that he was at these parties. Okay, a lot of people he's talking about how he saw things, but he said it after the whole situation with Diddy got called out. And my thing is, if the Bible says that you shouldn't have even the appearance of evil, what are you doing at these well-known celebrity parties that have a reputation for doing things that are not right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I think he's a part of the system. And I mean, listen, because you guys got to understand that there is misinformation and there's disinformation. Okay? So what you do is people like Alex, what's the dude? What's that white guy's name, you guys? You know the one that I'm talking about, okay? The one that's like Prison Planet, and they cut him off of YouTube. I can't remember his last name, but what they do is they feed a person a certain amount of information that they can leak to the public. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Alex Jones. A certain amount of information that they are allowed to leak to the public, okay? So that they can get the people to trust that person as though that person is an ambassador of truth, okay? So they mix in some truth, but then they put a bunch of lies in there. And that's what they did with Alex Jones. And I believe that that's what they do with Cat Williams. And I believe that people that are like Cat Williams, that they are propped up as these quote unquote truth tellers, but really they're not telling but so much truth because, and this even goes for the case of Candace Owens. Don't put your hope and faith in Candace Owens. She's deeply in that system. And maybe she's trying to get out. But I will say that when they call out their own, I like to show it. I like to show when they're calling themselves and their community and their allegiances, when they're calling themselves out. Why? Because the Most High is going to allow all of them to turn on themselves anyway. Thank you. Thank you. They will all be exposed. That's what the word is that I'm looking for right there. Controlled opposition. Okay? Agent provocateurs. Controlled opposition. So they, use these people so that they can have the larger public who is already distrusting of the system to rely on these people for correct information. And then at the end of the day, they turn around and these people are really just double agents. Okay. So you see with Michael Rapaport, he's in there talking about how, he's pro-Israel and going off on everybody who is not pro-Zionism. And then he gets caught in a hotel saying, okay, so you're going to pay me if I say this? You're going to pay me if I say that? Right? Okay. Exactly. They know people are thirsty for truth, but have no discernment as to what truth they should be following. Listen, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Real truth tellers, they're not going to get a wide audience. I'm not saying that real truth tellers can't reach a certain amount of people, but I'm talking about being able to have the ability to reach millions upon millions of people. Real truth tellers are going to have a huge issue when it comes to this system because this is a system of censorship. Okay? It is a system of censorship. And we know, just like I was saying the other day, that light is coming to the world, but men love darkness rather than light because their deeds are evil. They hate the truth. The truth is light. They hate the light. So they have to live in falsities. They have to live in lies. They have to live in deception in order for them to keep the jig running. But we know the jig is almost up. You understand what I'm saying? We know it. We know it's almost up. I believe that he is actually divorced from her now. Yes, he was, but he's divorced from her now. And yes, Candace, I believe Candace Owens is married. I don't know if he is Jewish, or I know he's a white man, but I don't know if he's Jewish. So this is the system where they all operate from. This is the system they operate from. But I wanted to share that with you guys really quickly. Like I said, I didn't plan on being on here for a very long time, but I thought that this was important to get out while I had opportunity to do so. Again, check out that video on Candace Owens' channel. That interview, it was a very explosive interview. And at the end of the day, the Most Highs will be done. The Most Highs will be done in exposing these people for who they are, because they need to be exposed. So just want to give a shout out to Mama Mariah. Thank you so much for extending your membership for 22 months. Love you, my sis. Love you too. Love you, love you. Appreciate you. All right, Brother Calvin, thank you so much. Always supporting me. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for the $20 super sticker. I appreciate you so much. Y'all servant, I appreciate you too so much for the $20 super sticker. Thank you. You guys, I really appreciate every time that you guys support me in a tangible way. It takes a lot to be out here. It takes a lot to put this stuff together. It takes a lot of prayer, energy, focus. It takes a lot to be on these platforms. And, you know, I'm just grateful to be able to come here and do what I do. But, you know, they haven't shut me down yet, and I praise y'all for it. But thank those of you who continuously support the work of this platform and the ways that you do in a tangible way. And thank you so much for praying. Continue to pray, all right? Y'all got to continue to pray, because we know that the adversary is busy. We know that he is roaming about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. So I ask y'all to continue to keep me in prayer, my family, continue to keep all of our platforms up in prayer. And let's continue to just press toward the mark of the high calling. Let's continue to trust Yahuwah, because he is in control. So thank you guys again for tuning in and listening. And until next time I get to come on, as always, family, love yourselves without hating your enemies. And until next time, y'all bless and salam.